Hello, welcome to Popalong RC, the RC car channel dedicated to RC car racing. And today we are looking at how bad I am at driving cars. In all seriousness, I don't think I'm that bad a driver. However, if you put a typical club racer like myself up against some of the best drivers in the world, well, how well am I actually going to do? Well, we found out this week exactly how well I would do against the top drivers in the world when I entered my stadium truck into an international RC competition. I was up against some of the best drivers in Europe, and it was harder than I thought. So first of all, let's talk about my truck. So I am running the Schumacher Storm ST2. I built this car on the channel. I tested it over at Hearts before taking it off to Charged RC, where I gave it its maiden voyage, its proper race there, and I was 4th out of 4 cars. But I wasn't far off the pace on the day. I think I finished on the same lap as 2nd and 3rd. So I didn't think the car was too bad at that stage. No one locally runs these at the moment, so therefore I haven't had the opportunity to practice. So going into the British Grand Prix, a little bit blind in terms of setting up the car, and it was a rather steep learning curve. So the first thing I noticed as soon as I went out on the track, as soon as I blipped the throttle down the straight, got to the end, tried to turn in, the car rolled itself over and ended up in the barriers at the side. So the grip was unbelievable. So off the back of that, every consecutive lap I just had to take the turns so slow to stop the car from wanting to roll over. Again, there was a few features on the track which I struggled with. If you've got a big jump, for example, you can afford to sort of squeeze the throttle, because if you're going to make the landing, great. If you go a little bit long, you might land flat. However, one of the features on this track was a ski jump where it had like a roller to a tabletop, but the tabletop then had a right angle turn, so I couldn't afford to go long, because if I did, I'd be carrying too much speed. I'd grip roll the car over and fall off the side, and if I come up short, I'd hit the up face of the roller, and the car pretty much every time ended up on its roof. So trying to get the perfect speed to land within, like, I think it was about a 2 to 3 meter window, is quite a challenge for somebody who doesn't do it very often. Anyway, that aside, back to the car. So after the first round, I was advised to chop off all of the outer lumps on my tyres. Then I coated them in super glue. And for the rear tyres, again, I chopped off the outside, but I was running different tyres to everybody else. Thankfully, someone lent me a set of tyres later on in the day, which did actually have a difference with the consistency and the balance of the car. I felt actually by the time I got to the finals and things like that, I was just warming up. Anyway, let's take a look at me going round. I personally don't think I'm doing that bad, but wait till you find out where I came. So let's take a look at how I got on the track. Overall, I think the track was quite nice to get round. There was a few features that messed with your wheels a little bit. The main feature that I struggled with, and I had quite a few laps very costly, was this jump down in the corner here. It was the ski jump that I'm going up over onto now. If you come up ever so slightly short and you end up crashing on top of the ski jump, it was really costly in terms of getting marshalled. I think one of the laps I did, it cost me over 10 seconds. But I'm just hitting the back straight now. The car had really good speed, but I had to let off early because I was getting traction roll around the sweeper. And again there, I almost come up a little bit short. I got my front wheels just over the red line, which helped. At this stage, I needed to guarantee a good run. So I'm not taking risks at this stage. I am taking my time, getting the car around the track, trying not to get too close to the barriers because I want to roll it over. Again, pushing down there, nice and smooth over the jump. And because I went short last time, I've made sure I got up onto it this time. Again, if I come wide on this bottom corner by the big jump, it allowed me to sort of be a bit more confident getting on the throttle so that I could actually clear the tabletop, which I did do on a few occasions. I actually did it towards the end of this round once I felt a little bit more confident. I was just building up because, as I say, I needed to guarantee a good run. So I'm actually about to get lapped by the guys coming through. So I try to keep out of their way, pick my moment to go wide and allow them to come up on the inside. But again, firing it down the straight, clean over the jumps, going a little bit wide here, allowing him to come through. And then I'm going to try and follow him round for a couple of laps, try and see where he's making time up on me. So it's a little bit quicker there, but not massively. Now we're coming up. I'm actually starting to catch up with cars that are in front of me because I am putting in consistent laps and trying not to crash. This was one of my cleaner runs, but I still ended up qualifying in, I think it was 31st place. Now, I did say I wanted to be in the top 30. There you go, there's me just clearing the tabletop there. I'm starting to push now because I'm wanting to hunt down some of these trucks in front of me. So I'm going to try and push towards the last couple of laps of this qualifier. Running a little bit deep there, but you can see I've gone long over the next jump. So I am pushing a little bit harder, a little bit faster across the table. See what happens on this one. I've gone deep, which allows me to straighten up and again clearing the tabletop. I actually think I'm driving quite well, considering this is only my second proper outing for this truck on carpet, and I haven't had much experience running on tracks like this. I don't think I'm doing too bad at all. I learned a lot throughout the day, and again, massive thank you to everyone that helped me out with suggestions on setup and the loaning me tyres to help me get through the day. And it was a lot to take in. It was a long couple of days, but I had a great time, and that was I think it was my best run of qualifying. So there you go, not too bad around there, some consistent laps. But after qualifying, and that was the last round of qualifying, I was sitting 31st out of 33. And it was not a good day at the office in terms of performance. So in the final, I started 9th on the grid, and I wanted to finish the day inside the top 30. And after a very competitive final, I put some clean laps down. I tried to keep it consistent. I managed to finish 6th in the C final. So that was 6 out of 11. I'm pleased with that. I think as the day went on, I made more and more progress. I was starting to warm up and get used to the idea of running this truck. This is unfinished business. This is a project that I intend to keep working with. I'm already in discussions with a local club about running trucks. More to come on that very soon. I think we've already got 5 drivers potentially interested. What I'd quite like to do is have a chat with Hearts and see if they'd be interested in running a truck class, or maybe if we can get a date in the diary, we could do one event over the summer where it's a truck fest, as it were, so we could run the stadium trucks, maybe some short course trucks, and maybe we have a ready to run truck race to get more beginners to come and join the club. But that's another project for another video. If you like what we're doing and you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, hit the old ding dong bell, and hopefully we'll see you soon.